G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Rolling Around the Campfire. Today we are out living the dream. We're on the banks of the Manning River in the Kimberley. We're on a Gibb River road trip into Western Australia. So we thought we'll do up a cook up tonight for you, and going to do one that's our kids' favourite, which is the pork chop casserole, which we chuck in the camp oven. So pretty much all he wants, probably a dozen pork chops. I've also got a few spare ribs that we had because we're a bit short on pork chops. And then we'll chuck them in the camp oven with a bit of oil first off. So we'll get the lid off. And this is all a bottom heat recipe, so you can just
So once again our techie tardiness has striked again, and we lost audio for a bit of this video, so I'm going to just explain just what I'm doing. So as I was saying, you just need bottom heat, and you can either just drop it on some coals or do like I'm doing here, just over a flame and lift it up and down to control it. But yeah, first up, put oil in the bottom of the camp oven, and chuck in some onions and just give them a bit of a light fry off. Then we're going to put in some pork chops. So we've got 6 loin chops that we got here from the Kununurra butcher, which had a really good supply. So if you're coming through that way, make sure you stop in at the Kununurra butcher. They're really good prices as well. And I've also got a whole rib rack I've diced up, just because we've got a few extra mouths to feed. So we chuck them in with it. Normally I just do, for the standard recipes, just for 6 loin chops, or you can double it with 12 and just double the rest of the recipe. Yeah, you just want to give them a bit of a quick fry off. Don't have to cook them up too much, just give them a bit of a light cooking on each side. So I just normally try and shift them around a bit, get a bit of colour onto them. Nothing too brown or anything, just give them a good little fry off, and mix them about and let them find their place in the camp oven. I don't really remember what I'm saying there, so obviously it's very important. The next ingredients are going to be a bit of, as usual, chili and garlic. So I'm just using the little paste that you buy at Woolies for this recipe. It's good to travel with, keeps in the fridge. No mess, no fuss. It's really good. So you can just put this into your taste, how hot you want it. I normally use probably 2 tablespoons of each. Gives it a good amount of flavouring. But yeah, as I said, just put it in to your own discretion, what your tastings are like for the chili and garlic. The next ingredient will be some barbecue sauce. Normally put in about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. So yeah, as I said, I put a few extra chops in this one, so I put a bit more in with this lot, just to give it all that bit more flavour. And you can just use whatever barbecue sauce you have in your pantry. There's no special requirements. And then we'll also chuck in some canned tomatoes, just diced tomatoes or crushed tomatoes, whatever you got. This one's normal recipes for 2 cans. I did end up having to chuck in an extra can just after this, so this recipe for this size I've got 3 cans of tomato. Then a bit of soy sauce, just a drizzle, maybe a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, just to give it that bit of saltiness. And some oyster sauce, same again, probably a couple of tablespoons with the oyster sauce. Find that it works really well with these like pork chop sort of meals. And then the final ingredient is a little bit of sesame oil. So yeah, like I said, this was a recipe that I sort of come up with a fair few years ago with the kids, and they loved it. And I just sort of grabbed bits and pieces and chucked it until it got a flavour that I liked, and yeah, that's what we ended up with. And the boys really do love it. So we'll just leave that on the heat now, give it a good stir up, make sure it's all getting in the juices, and then we'll chuck the lid on and just let it slow cook. So we'll probably give it 2 hours like this and see how it goes, 2.5 maybe. But yeah, it all depending on how much time you got, how much heat you got under it, and what sort of timber you got, all the variables. But yeah, so we'll chuck the lid back on it and just let it sit there and cook away. Enjoy the view.
Alrighty, we've been probably half hour now, so we'll give it a bit of a stir and give you a look at what it's looking like. So you just want it sort of bubbling away quite slowly, and just every time you check it, lift the lid, just give them a bit of a rotate around and upside down, just so they all get in the juices and cook evenly. But you sort of just want it bubbling, not boiling as such. So yeah, I reckon that's come along quite nicely. So we'll chuck the lid back on there and probably give it another some sweet potato, and Bee's made some just normal potato, and we're just going to chuck them on the coals and have that with it. Righty guys, yeah, it's been probably 2 hours and 15 minutes, something like that, but it's smelling like it's done. So that's what you want. You just want that, see how you get that separation off the bone? That means it's perfect. And nice and juicy, yummy. So we've put some spuds in as well. So we've got some sweet potatoes. We just wrapped them in the coals, in the foil, sorry, and chucked them on the coals. And we've got some normal potatoes. So we'll take these over to the kitchen in the van and serve up, and we'll give you a look at it plated up. And we've got a couple of guest samplers tonight, so the camera lady doesn't have to burn her tongue and eat hot lava food. So, right, I probably don't have my hat on, but yeah, we're dishing up. So I've just got a loin chop there. We've got a yummy spudley, another bit of yummy sweet potato. Now the trick to this dish is, once you get all these out of the way, just got to get a little bit of that juice there. Not too much because it'll be quite rich, but just a little bit of that tomato, and just give it a drizzle. Rightio, we're digging in. What's the consensus, people?
Absolutely delicious.
Bloody beautiful.
Can't talk eating, and that's a lot. Me saying that.
Tastes like shit, but you can live off it.
Yeah, something like that.
So there you go, folks. Out here in the Kimberley, the wild, rugged Gibb River Road, which is quite like a highway at the moment. But yeah, one pot wonder. No dishes for tonight. Just chuck a bit of hot water in the bottom of the camp oven, give it a swirl out, and you're done. So give that one a crack, and we'll see you next time.